What's up, guys? Peyton Anderson here.
Ben Larson.
We are with Mountain Buff Real Estate, here to give you a little Morgan market update for you guys.
Perfect.
So we're going to be covering June numbers. Real estate numbers lag, so we're going to be diving into what we saw in June, and this can give you guys some tools and resources to plan your next move or whatever you need to plan for in Morgan.
So overall, we really haven't changed much from last year to this year. 2 houses. So we have 2 more houses on the market. That's it.
As far as closed sales or new listings?
As far as new listings, we
Gotcha.
have 2 more houses listed this June than last June. So
Yep. So we're talking 25 new listings in June of 2023. I want to cover some pending sales. So pending sales are actually up year over year. Last year in June, we had 12. This year, we have 17.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Closed sales. So last year we had 13. This year we had 12. So we had 1 more closed sales. So we're pretty well tacking across the board so far.
Yeah. Closed sales year to date, though, this is interesting. So June of 2022, going back 365 days, there were 65 closed sales. June of 2023, going back 365 days, there was 35 sales. So a negative almost 40 or 50% decrease in closed sales. What do you think that was because of?
That had to be the interest. That start hike of the interest freaked everybody out, and everyone sat down and hunkered in. And I think we're in the thick of it, and we're going to be here for a minute.
I agree.
What are they at right now? Our interest rates?
Oh, interest rates, you're at like 7% right now. So going up from 4 to 5 was a huge shock for a lot of people last year. And a lot of people pumped the brakes.
For sure. Buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
Median sales price. So this one's pretty interesting as well. 2022 June, it was $735,000 for a median sales price home. That's huge. In June 2023, the median sales price is about $650,000. That is, well, that's about a 10% decrease drop in that median sales price.
But keep in mind on those numbers, we're comparing 13 sales and 12 sales. So like all it takes is one little shift. And again, we're looking at the median. If you look at the average, there was only a 3% decrease in sales price. So let's look at the year to date.
Year to date, we only went down from about $720,000 on average to $685,000 in June 2022 to 2023. So you're only about a 4.7% decrease year to year.
That's not bad.
The big dip that we're all waiting for, we're just not big dipping. We're just little.
We're
little dipping.
So that's all right. Morgan seems to hold its values pretty strong. One other thing I want to throw in there: if you look at the median sales price for Utah in general, $495,000. So Morgan, if you want to live in Morgan, you're instantly going to pay $150,000, $200,000 more just to be there on the median sales price.
And that's the median run of the mill price.
Yeah. And then if you look at the median sales price decrease for the state of Utah, it was about 8% in June. And so Morgan's actually doing like just over 3% better on their values.
We haven't fallen as much as the rest of Utah has. We've maintained our value.
So
we said, the Toyota Tacoma of the real estate markets.
Exactly. Yeah. Morgan really holds their value super strong. So when you start getting those property tax notices and you're seeing an increase, I mean, technically Morgan we've seen some price drops, some pullback. So hit us up on that because we can actually help you appeal those property taxes. And all we have to do is find some comparable sales and send you those, and it takes 2 to 3, and sometimes it can save you some money. So let us know on that. Percentage of original list price received. So this is a big one. If you go back into 2021, 2020, 2022, you were on average getting 100 roughly or
exactly
over.
What you were asking, or just over.
Or over percentage of list price received. So June of 2023, we were down 97.6%. But if you look at the year to date, we're down. We're at 96.2%. So we're roughly a 4% decrease on what sellers are asking and what they're actually getting.
People are bargaining, but only about 4%, which is still a big hunk of change, but not. I mean, we're not in the gutter. People aren't getting slaughtered.
Right.
People are bargaining and only giving a little bit, so it's fairly healthy in my eyes.
But I mean, a $600,000 house at 4%, that's almost $25,000.
If you think for
Decrease.
every 100,000, you're $4,000. So 6 times 4 is 24K. That's
What?
some big bargaining, really.
Why do you think the sellers are having to budge like that?
You know what? I think it's because our days on market.
Yeah.
That has gone up significantly from June of last year, from 27 days to 41 days. But our year to date, we've gone from an average of 30 to 60. Like
Oh
we've
my
doubled.
gosh. Yeah.
100% increase on, and I think that's putting a lot of pressure on sellers. And like I said, we're talking 10 to 15 homes a month.
Yeah.
So very small numbers, but you start seeing, your neighbor's house, you drive by, that sign's been out for everyone. We all murmur and talk. It just takes a long time.
Yeah.
People can't afford it. That buyer pool, especially where they're sitting price-wise, is hard to get financed. And if you can, they're being really selective and very careful because they can.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They're definitely sitting a lot longer. And I think if you look at the year to date, like that was comparing June of 2022 to now, like we're on average 60 days on market. And before that, we were roughly 30 days on market. During that time period, we had that huge spike in interest. And I think people they're like, whoa, I can't buy a house.
Yep.
Finally, people are starting to come out of that. And so I think we're seeing our days on market drop down from the 60 down. We're down to 41. But still, it's a tougher market for sellers. I think it's tougher because we were spoiled in 2021 and 2020. Like we were used to homes being on the market for like 5 days. In fact, if you look at, I guess 2021 of June, homes were on the market on average 12 days.
And that was probably because they were waiting for everybody's offers to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't they were waiting for people. They gave you 12 days.
Right.
So
Just to collect all the offers and stuff. That was wild. So I think if you're a seller, you need to get that expectation out of your head. It could take you a few months to get your house sold. If you're on average 60 days on the market right now, and the contract takes you anywhere from 30 to 45 days on average, you're a good 90 to 120 days before your house is actually sold.
and if you're not pricing aggressively and you're kind of reaching for the stars, which you don't blame someone for doing that, but a lot of times we're at the mercy of what you want to do, even though our valuation may be lower. You could be even longer than that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's smart to be competitive on pricing, so you're not having to take less than like a 4%, or like if you price it right, homes can still move pretty fast.
correct.
But it's a tricky market right now. I mean, it's crazy to me how fast things shift, because 3 years ago in 2020, it was a totally different market. You had COVID, rates jumped up. Like, it's just crazy, all the ups and downs and all arounds that we've seen.
Free money essentially. So overall, I would have to say I'm going to give Morgan County like an 8 out of 10 on just staying healthy. Yes, we're moving with the rest of the market in Utah, but our values haven't plummeted. We haven't gotten crazy. Our days on market has gone up a little bit, but other than that, we've stayed fairly consistent year over
we
year,
really have.
even through the crazy times.
Yeah.
So-
I would agree with that. And I think moving forward, I don't foresee another big spike in interest rates. If anything, I think they'll kind of hover around where they're at.
We're going to be kind of where we're at. Same with prices. I don't think prices are going to fall either.
No, the only change I think we could see is if they lower interest rates, you will see prices start jumping back up,
I agree.
because people price things according to their payments and stuff like that. So the second interest rates come down, you're going to have a ton of buyers get out of the woodwork, and they're going to be wanting to write up offers because they look at the sticker tag.
What, monthly? They don't care about paying the $600,000-$700,000.
Right.
As long as they can afford it monthly and they're not going to be under. Absolutely.
They look at that monthly sticker tag
So-
as, can we afford that? And because it was interesting back in the feeding frenzy, like how many buyers were okay spending, 20, 40, 50 grand,
100 grand
above asking. But now you're like, prices have pulled back, but they can't get over the interest rate. And it's like, no, interest rate you can easily change. The price you cannot easily change.
Why the price is bruised a little bit right now. If you can afford it, make a move.
Yeah.
Change that interest later. Buy it while it's low.
Because we do a state market update, and we're actually like the bottom for the state on as far as median sales price was actually like in February, and we were down like 8%. And now we're only down like 5%.
We're down to we're down about 8 right now.
I guess 8% right now, year to date going back.
But we have trended since February. The median sales price overall of Utah has trended up for about the last 3 months.
Yeah.
So it's coming back. I think people are just taking their licks and realizing that this is how we're going to be for the next little bit. And if you want to get in the game, you got to get in the game like this. There's no way to powder coat it or sugar coat it.
Right. So what's the biggest changes you're seeing in Morgan County as far as developments and communities coming and things like that?
You got a lot of stuff blowing up down in Mountain Green. For Morgan, I should say blowing up, you got Rome, you've got the Richmond American subdivision, a lot of smaller subdivisions that are coming up, single builders, single developers. Morgan itself, you're really not seeing a whole lot of growth or big developments, but you have little pockets here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the biggest focus is Mountain Green area. And you're going to, you see a grocery store go in there, which I think we will here soon.
Correct.
That's going to totally change that and all that commercial frontage, which I think it honestly needs. There's so many people there that it's needed. We really need some type of traffic light or something right there at Old Farm, because that coming down from Old Snow Basin is tough.
We can't have a traffic light yet. He's just saying that. He didn't mean it.
Yeah. Man, you get stuck in traffic there for a bit, and it's tough. But yeah, Mountain Green is going to change. Morgan is kind of more tried and true and a little bit slower growth. But I think that's the appeal for a lot of people. People love that. It's close to the airport. You're within 45 minutes to an hour of Salt Lake, and it's just an awesome place to be. So anyways, guys, we will keep you posted on some more of these market updates. I think we want to start doing these more quarterly.
We'll keep them a little bit shorter and sweeter as we get better at doing them.
Yep. So statewide, we do one every month. These ones we'll do quarterly, and hopefully it helps you guys out. So if you need anything real estate-wise, appealing those property taxes, whatever you need, hit us up. We're here to help you guys out. So till next time.